Okay, we're going to do another parabola exponential function exam question, and let's just get to it. Let's just try it. Okay, now this question's got the sketch of a parabola. Now they tell you that it's cutting through 3, the y-intercept of both this exponential equation and this unhappy parabola. That's the y-intercept there. It cuts through both of them. They have the same intersection point at A. They tell us that C is 1 and 0, and they tell us that B is minus 3 and 0 right over here. So they give us all of that. And then they ask us 3 questions. Figure out A, B, and C. Well, you have to think about, let's try the first question. What you have to do is you think about this thing. What did they give us? What did they give us? Well, they didn't give us the turning point, but they did give us the x-intercepts. So this is the key, the intercept form. And they've given us the intercepts, so all we have to do is put them into the formula. Minus 3, that'll be x plus 3. And then we've got 1, so it's x minus 1. There, we've got the equation of the parabola, and we can figure out A. And this is the trick that you always do, is they give you some point somewhere else, like 0 and 3, and you substitute in. For y, you put 3, because y is 3. And for x, you put 0. So I put it in red here so you can see me substituting it in. 0 plus 3, 0 minus 3, it's minus 3. And then you divide both sides by minus 3, and yay, I got A. I got the first letter. A equals minus 1. Well, now I take that minus 1, I put it back into the equation that I had here, and I multiply it all out. I go 3 plus x plus 3 times x minus 1. I think it's x squared plus 2x minus 3. And then I multiply everything by negative 1, and my answer is minus x squared minus 2x plus 3. Now, well, I'm looking at all 3 letters now. X equals minus 1, B equals minus 2, and C equals 3, because that's the standard form, you see, A, B, C. But I could have I know the y-intercept is 3, so you could have just looked at the thing and said C is 3 because it's the y-intercept, and you'd get a mark for that too. Okay, let's try the next question. Determine the coordinates of A. Well, I've got these x-intercepts. If I add them together and divide by 2, I'll get the middle, minus 1 right here. So I do that. I go minus 3 plus 1 divided by 2. X equals minus 1. Is the axis of symmetry, and the reason that works is because of symmetry. The axis of symmetry always falls right in the middle of these x-intercepts. You know, you could have taken the standard form and done the minus b over 2a, where b is minus 2 and a is minus 1, and you'll get exactly the same answer. We haven't quite finished the question because they said we've got the x-coordinate of the turning point. It's right there, minus 1. How do you get the y-coordinate? Well, take minus 1 and put it in to the function. And there it is. I just did that. If I put it in exactly like it is, exactly a bracket, and put minus 1 and type that into my calculator exactly like that, it'll give me the right answer, which is 4. This turns out to be negative 2 times negative 1 is 2, plus 3 is 5. This is going to turn out to be minus 1. And 5 minus 1 is 4. And there's your axis of symmetry. A is minus 1. A is minus 1 for the x-coordinate, 4 for the y-coordinate. Okay. The last question. Hey, on the exponential function, determine k and x. Well, you know, this substitution game just keeps happening again and again. We know that 0 and 3 is a point on here. So all we do is instead of y, which is g of x, instead of y, we put 3, and instead of x, we put 0. But k to the 0, anything to the 0 power is 1. So if we subtract 1 from both sides, q must equal 2. Oh, well, that's good. Now that I've got q, I can put it in there. And I can substitute again because I know another point. X is minus 1. And y is 4. So instead of y, I put 4. Instead of x, I put minus 1. And now we're going to figure out what k is. So we take away 2 from both sides. K to the minus 1 equals 2. Now, this might be tricky for people. Well, there's different ways of doing it, but I think this might be the easiest way to solve it. K to the minus 1 is equal to 1 over k. That's what negative exponents are about. And now if you have a fraction like this, 1 over something that equals a number here, these two things can trade places. Multiply by k and divide by 2. And there's your answer. K equals a half. K equals a half. Well, there's an exam question all done out. 1, 2, 3. Not so super easy because it involved a little bit of algebra and a little bit tricky stuff, but hopefully that helped with these 1, 2, 3 questions. Okay.